This podcast is brought to you by listeners like you through Patreon and Coffee.com. Thank you. We're also brought to you by Libris Arcana. Stay tuned during this podcast for more information and promo codes.
Dante, darling, isn't that uncomfortable?
I mean, no, not in some ways. I have plenty in my. They are sturdy boots. I have this contract and a couple of other things.
Well, if you'd like to store anything in my bag, I'd be happy to carry it for you.
I'll keep that in mind. He says and smiles. You know, you're a very honest and upstanding person.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Oh boy. The halfling puts everything back in the cart, and the butler also comes in and collects all the glasses and stuff. And about 3 people show up. You know, a butler gathering up all the stuff. The halfling is still there gathering up all his stuff, and you are also greeted by the main butler who greeted you at the door. You have signed the contracts. It's time to leave. We have provided you room and board, according to the contract, in Chipton for the rest of the day. I'm assuming you will be leaving tomorrow morning. If not, please send a note to Lord Haulster's estate, and we will make sure that further accommodations will be made. And he waits for everyone to get up.
Did we gather up the maps?
Yes. I would assume so.
Do you also gather up the folder of papers?
Yes. I will.
Okay. Cool. And as before, he has you follow him down the hallway, out the door, and you are left on the lawn of the estate to go off to Chipton. And actually, the butler would have given you the card of the inn that's provided for you, so you know where it's at.
Kiryoshi asks if he should lead the way, seeing as he has stayed at that particular inn before.
I believe that would be good. Yes.
I'm fine with that.
That sounds
Thanks
fine
for
to me.
trying to get me a water glass. I really like those water glasses.
You thought I was trying to get it for you.
You weren't?
Well, why would I get it for you? I wanted it for me.
Oh, that's... Yeah, she's gonna pretend to start reading her book.
We'll find you one in time.
That would be good. Thank you.
So, it's a few miles from the estate to Chipton. Probably an hour and a half on foot. And you go into Chipton. You find the inn. The inn is actually very nice. It's multi-storied. It tries to have the feel of a bread of a bed and breakfast, not a bread and breakfast. That's something totally different.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, ooh, bread and breakfast. Yes. So it tries to have the small feel of a bed and breakfast, but it is definitely a bigger inn. So it kind of has. It's multi-storied. It's about like 3 stories, counting the ground floor. And it has like different parlors that look like, basically the inside of someone's very nice house. And it seems that you have your own private parlor, and each of you individually have rooms to stay in. So, you don't have like one room that you're all bunking in, which is fantastic. And you are greeted in Chipton. It's a tiefling woman. She is very nice. She is a shade of light blue. She actually has multiple horns. She has nice long hair. She's wearing a very nice dress, and she smiles at you and welcomes you. And how can I help you?
Yes, we have a reservation for us. My character reaches into his armor and pulls out the information that Baron had provided.
And as soon as you take out the card and she sees, there's probably a seal imprinted on it. Oh, yes, the party for Lord Haulster. Yes, you have a private parlor that has been reserved for you. You can come into this parlor at any time of day, and service will be provided. Also, we do have service in the rooms itself. Just pull the cords, and somebody will be with you within a few minutes. We do have a breakfast and she kind of goes through the whole like series of things that happens here. There is a garden out back for meditation and rest. They do have people on hand for healing, but like light healing. More like they're just kind of like nurses. So if anything happens while you're here, you can get bandage up, your stomach settled, or whatever. And it seems like you can have breakfast and dinner here. They don't actually provide a lunch, and it seems that it will be served in your private parlor, etc., etc. It's a very nice place. I'm going to say it was probably about mid-morning when you first arrived at the States. It's probably about noon, afternoon at the moment. And you were shown to your private parlor. She hands you all small maps to show you where your rooms are, and then do you wish to have anything to drink or to eat at the moment?
Drink, certainly. Yeah, I think, sorry, I'd be looking to get some drink, and I think you'd be looking to see if they have any scraps about, like any leftovers and the like.
They probably have finger sandwiches.
That's good, that's good. He will essentially go and ask if they have any sort of, burnt ends of anything or any leftovers that he would be able to take with him when they travel.
And she looks at you oddly. And, I will see. We prepare all our food fresh here. We'll look into that. And automatically, like, you go into the parlor, there's already tea set out for you guys. And does anybody ask for a drink?
May I have some water, please?
Mona would like some whiskey that she can put into her tea.
So, yeah, it's a very calm meal. You get little finger sandwiches, pieces of bread with cucumbers in the middle. Very nice, very swanky. And
Honestly.
and always tea and always biscuits with the tea, etc., etc. It's a very nice place. They're very accommodating to what you want. You all probably look a tiny bit out of place, being kind of your normal ragtag adventurers, but they treat you all the same. It seems like this whole place is staffed by tieflings, and all of the furniture is according. Like even the sofas and such have like elongated holes, so multiple people with tails can actually sit down in them, etc., etc. We're going to pause things for a moment and have a word from our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by listeners like you through Patreon and Ko-fi.com. Thank you. We're also brought to you by Libris Arcana. Do you like role-playing games but you have no dice? Are you a dice dragon and just need a horde dice? Libris Arcana has you covered. Libris Arcana offers both a monthly and quarterly subscription to get dice. Yeah, that's right. They send you dice monthly or every 3 months. They also sell individual dice sets and great leather protective book covers for your gaming manuals. Go to www.librisarcana.com. That's librisarcana.com to find out more. And if you use the promo code SwordfallFan, you get a discount. Look in the description below for more details. And now back to the story.
Wait, who are you calling ragtag?
All of you.
I don't think that description fits Roscoe.
No, I don't think it does either, but...
I mean, the rag bits, I've got that covered, so...
He's just using that as a general description.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
More of the attitude and the atmosphere of your group.
So after we've eaten a bit, I would like to go into town, perhaps someplace a little bit not as upscale-ish, if there is any in Chipton, and try to find one of my contacts. So I'm trying to find out why this route, or what it is that Lord, I've lost his name. Baron Haulster is, what's so important about this route? What is he moving on it that he's had to hire people out to rather than take care of it with his own people?
My character asks him if he would like to be accompanied.
Yes, sure, if you'd like. Though don't be alarmed. And she runs her hand down over her face and changes into a half-orc.
My character doesn't seem too fazed by it, and it's just like, cool.
Wait, she does this in front of the whole party?
Yes, that way they know that she's not always going to look the same.
I spill my tea.
Yeah, it doesn't look like as upscale as you would want somebody to be in this place.
Yeah, I think Dante will kind of look at it and then look back at his drink and then look back again and squint and just check that he's definitely correct in what he's seeing. Ah, interesting. A disguise? Or was the other one a disguise? The possibilities.
Maybe. Possible.
Nocturna, wasn't it?
Nocturna, yes.
Nocturna. You have great many skills, don't you?
I have a few.
I think you and I need to have a chat later.
Perhaps.
So I am going to first going to have you roll a history check to see how familiar you are with the contact.
Not very many.
Yeah.
I've been here. It's a little more upscale than I'm used to. I mean,
Yeah, it's probably you know them through a friend, and like you've always had friend with you when you're contacting this, or the friend has always contacted them. So it's a little, a little bit different. And this person is, well, a member of the high society because you're in Chipton, and Chipton is all about pretending that you're like farm owners, but really you have like just bags of money. And they are sitting near the shore. They're at like a coffee shop or something, and they seem to be set up there. It seems that they have their own table. And this person has like papers and stuff around them. It looks like they've been here for a while, since it's afternoon, and this person has many cups around them. Who is this member of high society? Like, who would they be?
probably somebody that is more like a smuggler moving in a high society. You get people that can get things that shouldn't be gotten through normal means.
And what race would you say they are?
Probably, I would say either one of the half races. I would say half orc, like I changed into, or half elf.
Yeah, let's make it a half orc because that would make a little bit more sense. And they are they look pretty studious. They look like they're studying a lot of like different schedules and stuff. And you approach them, and they barely take notice of you. Kiriyoshi, you were with Nocturno, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't take notice of either of you at first. They seem to be very busy with whatever is in front of them at the moment.
Okay, so I will sit down at the table. I will rearrange the cups and tell them that Xian sends his regards, and place 2 gold on the table.
Ah, yeah. Well, hello. How can I help you?
I'm looking for information.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out some information about a. See, we're not, according to the contract, we can't really talk about what's going on, right?
You can't talk about what you're doing, but you can talk about like Lord Haulster and that you are doing something for him, but just the specifics you cannot talk about.
I'm trying to figure out the way to say this. It'd be like, I'm looking for information on a certain route of influx of wealth that has currently dried up.
Okay. And where's the dry well, and he looks at you.
Coming from the east, near Burberry. Or Burby.
Yeah, there's a bunch of dry wells over that way. It seems like they're having a drought.
What's so important that moves on this from this well?
Well, the well provides, it flows downriver to Swordfall. A bunch of shipping. It's unfortunately, if the river goes dry, there's a bunch of towns that don't have water for a while.
No, particularly one leading here to Chipton and a certain baron.
Oh, you got the mark, didn't you?
Yes.
Alright. Well, let me be straight with you. And he closes in the distance. There's word on the street that there's a gang in Brody that has taken over one of his compounds. And there might be lycanthropes involved.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you. Do you know what's so important at this compound?
Other than it's a stronghold. If you signed a contract, you've been on his estate, and you saw how well secured that place was. If somebody takes over one of his estates, they have a very good place to make a camp, take surveillance. It will be hard if you try to get in there.
Understandable. All right. Thank you for the information.
Yep. Well, you know who to go to for my payment.
Yes.
And he nods and he goes back to the papers that he's looking at.
All right. I'll return to everybody else.
This podcast is powered by listeners like you. Thanks. Please like, comment, rate, share, and subscribe wherever you can. Consider supporting us through Patreon, Ko-fi.com, or by hitting the listener support button on our Anchor.fm page. Follow and interact with us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Discord. For all these links, look in the description below. If you liked our podcast, consider listening to these other great podcasts.
Greetings, listeners. Are you looking to add more D&D fun to your lineup? Then be sure to check out Party Advantage, a D&D 5th edition play podcast featuring 2 campaigns alternating each week. In the Arius adventures, you'll set off into the land of Arius. From the ancient dragon gods that created this world to the rise and fall of various races and civilizations, this land has history that stretches far into times long forgotten. Our heroes find themselves on a journey that will take them to the busy city of gnomes, the gilded halls of the High Elves, and to the deepest depths of the Underdark. Then in the Farwind saga, you'll travel with our group of anti-heroes for their suspense-filled exploits as they explore the enigmatic continent of Farwind. This is an ancient land lost to the histories of Faerun, where mystery and danger shroud the deep forest, forbidden mountains, and dark mires. Yet every risk offers tantalizing rewards to those brave enough to take them. Will these parties gain the advantage on their next encounter? Find out every Wednesday on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. See you then.